you so much. I'm not sure what the 29-year thing, but I was hoping it was my age because I didn't hear what Taryn said. But I have been married 36 wonderful years to Mr. John Tweed, and excited about that. Together 40, and he surprised me this morning, putting me a little off guard, being back there and enjoying breakfast with you all. So here we go. John Tweed's in the house, so now I can't tell any John stories. So now I'm really in trouble. So anyway, welcome to the kickoff of Navigating Motherhood. It's fall, and it feels like fall outside, doesn't it? And I just want to congratulate you on your decision for choosing to be here. I really, when I'm looking at our family picture, I'm just really taken back and just full of such gratitude to God for what he's done in our family. This is a big family. I don't even know what happened. I was a career woman who wanted to have one of each, right? I don't know what happened, but by the grace of God, he equipped us and allowed us to have this family. It's grown exponentially. As Taryn said, we actually have 4 daughters, and now they're ages 21 to almost 30. Shannon's turning 30 in a couple weeks. So John and I are in our 60s, just in this new age and stage, and loving the do-over, being grandparents. What? So that's amazing. So when I think about you guys here, I'm thinking just 26 short years ago, John and I were in your shoes with a 2 and a 4-year-old. We were married. We had had 7 blissful years together without kids, and then thought, oh, maybe we'll start a family and start kids. And of course, we had education in everything but parenting, everything but motherhood and fatherhood. And the first child was perfect, right? How many of you are first-time parents? Perfect. The children are perfect. Everything they do is adorable. They are amazing. And when you start getting multiples, right, then it's a little different. We made one decision that when I look back, I just am so thankful to God. And the one decision we made was that after having multiples, we better get these kids to church because they need to be fixed, right? They're not perfect. So we're like, wow, okay, good idea. So at that time, neither of us were Christians. And in fact, John's background was worse, there is no God, like that whole thing. And so we came and we just started coming to church on Sundays, and we determined to go to church to get the kids fixed. And lo and behold, not only did we find out that through all of it, that we were not treating each other in our marriage rightly the way God had designed, but we really weren't living by God's laws. And the fact of the matter was we found out we weren't perfect, which was a shocker, right? Oh, we're not perfect either. So through that journey, we really, again, by the grace of God, we surrendered our lives to Christ at, different times, but just the one thing that we took on to come to church on Sundays and see what would happen is what really changed the dynamics of our family. So today I'll be sharing with you just some ideas on fun. I don't know when the fun ever really happened because, again, it was an idea at the time. And he was telling me that, honey, when we had multiples, like, this is not fun. Like, we need to do something. This is not fun. And what was worse was I wasn't practicing what I preach, because in business, I was really somebody who would infuse fun into cultures. I would help companies select talent and then change and shift their culture to retain the talent by having fun. This is in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s when really the workforce changed in a big way. At the time that I joined the workforce, it was competitive, commission-only, dog-eat-dog in the staffing industry. And I had a boss who was really open to me kind of having some fun with different collaboration methods to be able to change the culture, and business boomed. So one of the things I got to use in those early 80s, 90s was a story about Pike's Place Fish Market. Have any of you ever been to Seattle and Pike's Place Fish Market? Okay, so you've had a fish thrown at you, right? It's like, They throw fish at you. And in 86, they were going to go broke. And they decided to be world class and to do something different because these 12-hour-a-day fishmongers, right, they were all kind of like depressed and it was stinky fish. I mean, fish are stinky, right? It parallels a lot with life. It has a lot of stinky things that happen. But here these guys are, and they decided, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to become world class, and we're going to start making people's day. And however that looks, we're going to show energy, make people's day. We're going to choose our attitude. We're going to have fun, and we're going to like turn this around. We're going to be present every day and treat work like play. So that's what they decided. So I had a great time, implementing the fish into different cultures, and people are throwing stuffed fish around and, all those things to make sure that they could keep things lighthearted. And again, that's why John's like, hey, this isn't fun. Let's practice what you preach in our home. And I thought, okay, so how can I at home make work at home fun? How can we infuse joy into things and experiences and bedtime and bath times and dinner time and driving the kids everywhere? And you guys know the routine of all that it takes and how demanding it is. And when I was overwhelmed with 2, God, who has just such a great sense of humor, gives me 4. So. And I thought, okay, I'm going to submit and give John Tweed his son. And we got 4-part harmony, beautiful 4-part harmony. So there we go. At 40 years old, I asked him, are we done, honey? And he said, oh yeah, we're maxed. I'm like, praise the Lord. So today we're going to look at some things about fun. When I talked to you about the business aspect, you have a handout there at your tables, and you should each have one if you can grab it with a pen. So I don't want to be demanding and say that you're required to take notes, but I'd like to, mainly because with your focus and with your attention, the hand-brain connection of retaining something is really proven. Today's computers and iPads, there's all kinds of things with that. But if you can write some things down, I'll have the easy blanks for you. And with kicking off the semester, because you guys, this program, I thank God for it, because we didn't have that. John and I were just like making it up as we went along. But with this semester, even just like the 9 different teachings you're going to get moms up here like me that are just doing the best that they can, working and serving and, being parents and wives. And from that, you're going to learn all these experiences. So I'm almost 30 into it, but when you look at the number of moms, you'll have over 100 years of wisdom that are going to be shared with you in this next semester. And the leapfrogging you can do from, in addition, the discussions at your table and learning from each other will be incredible. So I would invest in a little 50-cent at Staples for back to school journal, and be putting each thing that you learn, each point. The teachers will usually have 3 to 4 points. Of course, I have 1,000. And you just start putting those in your journal, and then highlight one that you apply each week as you go through the semester. There's no more important course, you guys, than this. To commit a year into this, it will just yield you so much fruit. So I absolutely guarantee you that a year from now, if we have the discussion, you'll just be like, wow, Susan, that was the best decision I ever made. So really want to let you know that today will be a little more like a fire hose. And that is just compacting 30 years into 30 minutes with you. But I'd really like you just to know you will be able to put this into your family like slow drip irrigation. Are you guys familiar with slow drip irrigation? So it's a little bit at a time, and everything lives just right. In fact, it flourishes. So one idea a week to implement, like slow drip irrigation, just one. I don't want you to beat yourself up and I'm such a loser, I don't do any of these things. Let me say again, as of 26 years ago, we didn't do any of this, none of this. We just made it up as we went along with ideas and thoughts and, just trying to figure out the best we could do, and ultimately a lot of prayer, I'll tell you that. So our first blanks on our handout as we get through that is going to be the 4 benefits of fun. Do you guys see that on your sheet? The 4 benefits of fun. So we're going to write these out, and the first benefit of fun is improves communication. Improves communication. So the hand you're not writing with, raise your hand if you need to have improved communication in your home. Everybody does. Yeah, I don't know anybody, including us, after all of these years, that still can't improve communication. We definitely want that in our home. And we want our kids to practice interacting when things are positive instead of waiting for the hard times, if that makes any sense. We want to get those muscles ready. The second one is it enhances creativity. It enhances creativity. And again, poor John Tweed has 5 creative women in his home. So we have we weren't short on creativity, but it does enhance that. The third one is it builds trust and bonding. And any organization, when you think of any successful organization on this planet, that has to have trust first. There's trust and bonding. People feel a part of something. They feel listened to. And that's really a huge part of it. And the fourth thing is one of my favorites, health benefits. So hopefully if we laugh this morning, we're going to go home just a little healthier, no matter the bacon. So with the, I'm so jealous right now, but with the health benefits, there are studies that prove that by laughing, it reduces cortisol. Cortisol is that nasty stress hormone that we get in our bodies when we get stressed out because the temperature gets high, like in our homes. And I will tell you, the sad part about today is that so many kids are stressed out, right? Because we're putting so much pressure on them because we feel pressure and it goes on. So cortisol helps to lower the stress. Laughter helps to lower the cortisol and to decrease that, and it increases the oxytocin and the endorphins in your body, which is, it takes bad moods to good, all of those different factors in those hormones and those benefits. It also is proved to improve immunity. So improving immunity, I'll be all good for that. And it improves learning and memory, which in our 60s here, we are way on that train, improving learning and memory. So those are the benefits of fun, in addition to just more productivity, because we can, again, like Pike's Place Fish Market, make work fun. We can make it like playtime. So that is our how to improve your home with laughter, and really the reasons that we do that. So in addition, when I was talking about my shift and my change, I'll let you look at the next slide. I was really more of a type A perfectionist mom. How many of you relate to more of the one mom where you had to do everything right, the perfection infection, and you just don't want to do anything wrong? Can any of you relate to that? Okay, you guys are more like low hands. So yes, thank you for your confession. I am so with you on that. I was just like, I have to do the right thing all the time. And the mom on the other side, right? How many of you can relate to the little bit too fun mom? Maybe, yeah, okay, you guys, wow, we're going to have you speak next, but we want, this is the mom that's like tied up, right? And so there's a balance. We're going to tighten it up again, you fun moms, and I'm certainly excited to hear your ideas soon here together. And we really want to, again, have our home be a place of order, have our home be something that we are proud of and that we have systems and structure, and that we do use play to get that all done. Does that make sense? So we want today to kind of look at a little bit of balance in that. So on your handout, the next, there's an acronym, and you'll find I'm a big fan of acronyms. We came up with a definition of fun. Do you see that F-U-N? So it's something you may not think of, but this was what we were looking at, is family unity is necessary. Family unity is necessary. This isn't a please like me, I want to be your friend parenting style. This is, we want to be together stronger, just like you guys are here. You know, I look at these tables and I just think, oh goodness, it's so cool that you get to be like teams and you are stronger together, because by yourself, you know, motherhood's a lonely business. I was lonely as a mom, and as a working mom especially. So that's a lonely business. But when you get to come here, I'm hoping Friday morning is your favorite morning of the week, because you get to come here and you get to talk and share, and it's not so lonely. You've got coaches with you here, your mentor moms as well as your leaders that are going to help you through things, and it's a safe place to have that unity. Your home is the same way. So we want dad involved in the home. I don't want this all to be about mom and then dad comes home and kind of isolates because he's exhausted, right? This is about family unity today. This isn't about you having fun all day as you're watching your child. It can incorporate some of those things, but it really is getting dad in the mix, and that's a very important thing. So the way we got dad in the mix was through the next blank, which is unity is about teamwork, all right? So let's write teamwork in that blank. Do you see that on the bottom of create a family? Oh, no, sorry. Unity is created through teamwork. You guys with me? Front page? Yes. Teamwork. So with teams, you name them, right? Teams have team names. Yes, easy for us. I guess we weren't too creative then. Team Tweed, that seemed easy. So we've been Team Tweed for 20 plus years. Now teams also have a mascot, and we were blessed with the mascot. It was so easy because every time we go to a restaurant and we'd say, you know, Tweed for two, they'd be like, Tweety for two or T for two, all kinds of things. So Tweety Bird was our first family mascot. So all the girls had Tweed shirts and Tweety Bird shirts, and my husband at the birth of each one of our daughters wore his little Tweety Bird shirt. And when he gave my daughters away at their marriage, he wore Tweety Bird cufflinks. So, wow, I know. So when you think of those type of traditions, it just makes you warm inside, and it gives you those feelings that nothing on Instagram or TikTok can give you, right? It's just sweet, old-fashioned fun, you know, over time when we do the same thing. These particular jerseys, because teams have uniforms, they have jerseys. I'm all for it. My big sister hated to be dressed like, she hated for me to be dressed like her. I dress the girls and I like all the time. And I also would get matching shirts for our family. And John and I, just celebrating our 36th anniversary, we had matching shirts that I ordered as well. But this is Tweed 1 through Tweed 6. We went to Alaska. I snuck them in the suitcases and I passed them out. And these guys were owning it. They like wore them almost every single day on the Alaskan adventure. So that is fun to have. Uniforms, things that you do at Christmas, like matching PJs, that's during the year. We don't have to cram it all into a 30 or 60-day period. Those types of unity and bonding, visibly for me as well, I just think is really fun. So teams can have theme music too. So fun to have a theme song that you guys can dance it off to as a team. But really, there is a certain aspect of cheering each other on in a team. When someone on a football team does something good, do they wait till next month to share it with them? Right away, right? They're high-fiving, they're cheering, they're celebrating at that time. And that's what great teams do. So you really can take your family from good to great by incorporating some of these teamwork methods and including your husband in these decisions. We went so far as to make our last name an acronym. And so I'd like you to take your last name and write on the piece of paper by the FUN, how it's stacked down. Can you write your last name next to that? So I would put T on top of WEED. Write it vertically like a soldier on your piece of paper. And I'm going to share with you what we chose as an acronym. This has been up on our wall for 20 plus years through Personal Creations. And we just chose values beginning with the end in mind about when we launched our girls, what that would look like and who they would be, who we wanted them to be. we put those values up on our wall, and all the decisions we made, it gave us a target to shoot for. Does that make sense? As opposed to not. It's like getting in the car without a destination. Like, where are we going? I'm not sure. So let's have a destination for your family. So for us, as you look at your last name, I want you to kind of brainstorm and multitask as you do so well. For us, T was thankful. We wanted thankful girls. I don't know about you guys. How many of you guys want an attitude of gratitude in your home? Yes, absolutely. I know every hand would be raised if you weren't just so busy writing. But a thankful attitude of gratitude. Really no entitlement, no bratty kids. We wanted that sense of thanks. And just to have that be a part of our family dinners, what we're thankful for today, the sweet sour, right? What happened great today? What made you sad today? Those kind of things. But thankful we wanted infused. In that, we did do a lot of traditions of like missions trips, for example, where we would show our kids at early ages what it looked like out in the world with hungry kids. Chelsea and Pastor Kellen shared with me a place called Poverty. What was it, Chelsea? Poverty Experience or Poverty Experience, and it's about hungry children. And up in Sylmar, it's all ages. You can go up, and it's a 2-hour experience showing your kids what's going on with hungry kids, and then you pack like boxes and meals for them and ship those off. So it's really important that your kids understand that, whether it's, we don't need to go to Africa for people that need help, right? Goodness, there's just so much, whether it's homelessness and feeding homeless in Laguna Beach, or for us, I'll share with you on traditions a couple of outreaches that we do as well. But thankful is the first value. The W was for wise. We wanted our girls to make wise decisions, and we wanted them to be wise academically, but I just feel academics is so overblown. As I'm saying that with a couple of master's degree and one that's about to be a dentist, and that, not me, but my daughters, and I'm just like, academics can be overblown, like in this world. We wanted them to be smart and wise emotionally, with emotional intelligence, to be able to get along with people. Technology's gotten crazy, and so many kids out there can't even look you in the eye and communicate. So we wanted them wise academically, we wanted them wise with emotional intelligence, and we also wanted them to have biblical knowledge that we didn't have. When we found out 26 years ago that we weren't living by God's law, and that He had a really good handbook on how to do it for our marriage and for our families and everything else, we're like, oh my goodness, we're going to get these kids into having biblical knowledge as well. So that's the W for wise. The first E is encouraging. You know, in this world, people can tell you 100 things about what's wrong in 2 minutes, like drop down, they can tell you, right? It's more difficult for them to encourage each other. So we wanted girls that would encourage each other and build each other up and not tear each other down. And our reward system was based on that. We had a little sisterly love jar. We had a fruit bowl for when people showed the fruits of the Spirit, which is love, kindness, patience, goodness, and so forth, right? So we wanted them to tattle about good things as opposed to tattling about bad things. So encouraging. The other E is excellence. Whatever they do, we wanted them to do it with excellence. Not be spread too thin, but do it with excellence. And their gifts that God gives them, that they would do that. Now, we're just not sporty in the sense of all of my girls are like 5 feet-ish, so we knew none of them would be professional athletes, but what they did kind of gravitate to, like singing, we would want them to be excellent at it, right? So that is just something to focus on and really get good at what their passions may end up being. And the D finally is devoted. To find someone who is devoted to the family, devoted to each other, making sure that they would be devoted to God, and ultimately, with 2 of them married, be devoted to their spouses, because people are hard, things get hard. Tweeds do tough things. It's, we have to be prepared for those trials that come along, and that's really, we didn't want them to quit. We wanted their yes to be yes when they make a commitment, and we're just going to get through it. We're going to pray, we're going to do it together, and so the D is for devoted. So look at your last name there, and I just want you to take one letter and just think of a value that may pop out to you, and just jot that down for me if you could really quick. It won't be one that you have to ink, but I would love for you to do that with your husband as well. And I will tell you that all of these teachings this year are, and for years past, are on YouTube. So what I love is you'd sit down with your husband once the kids go to sleep and watch some of the teachings that really you feel like your husband and you could talk about together and make plans together on that. So do any of you have a letter in your last name that you created a value for? At least one? Yes, a few of you? Okay, fantastic. Well, keep up at that, and I really will tell you it will pay off. It will be a target for you to shoot toward. So, okay, so the last part of the teamwork is that we wanted to create a family that was a focus of we, not me. Turn the M upside down, right? There is so much selfishness and, it's all about me and self-care and all those things. And I am all about self-care. I'm telling you, I really like our women's retreat that's coming up. I am going to be there because my husband said I could go, and that is my Christmas gift every year is I get to go to the retreat, and nothing's like it, being away for a weekend with women doing this kind of thing. So January 31st, Carlsbad, yes. So we, not me, we wanted to focus on a family identity. Like I said, we were known as the singing Tweeds, we're the traveling Tweeds, we're the adventuresome Tweeds. Really talk to your husband about an identity that you guys could take on, that you would just be able to do well. The world changes every day, and kids really need that sense of togetherness and that things don't change in their own family. So really that gives them a strong foundation, because as we're all off in the world all day, coming into our home has to be a safe haven. We wanted our kids to have more fun or more joy in the home than they do everywhere else. What a bummer to be like, I need to go home now. Like what? So that's not what we want. We also want our husbands to come home gladly, right? We don't, I'm gonna go home to that dripping faucet of a nag. No, it's a celebration when daddy gets home, right? So let's make it happen. So that's a little bit about teamwork and how to have fun in that way, all right? So we're going to take a peek at the next slide, because on the back of your handout, we have 3 words. So John and I bucketed things that we've done into 3 different areas. And how many of you and I have spent some time together? Like you've heard me before at NAVMO or Christmas coffee or anything. Okay, so I'm big visuals. I have a few items of show and tell today. So I'm going to show you some things. It's like, oh my goodness, that's so corny. I'm doing it, so I'm going to embrace it. So the first thing on that sheet is create. Create family traditions. Create family traditions. And again, these are things that you are doing all together. Create family traditions. And family dinner is just an easy way to start that, right? Family dinner. And I know it seems silly that it's so rare, but today it really is. We're so splintered with activities and dropping off here and there and so forth, and just hard to get home before bedtime. But plan the family dinner. It may be Sunday night family dinners, Sunday night family devotionals. We recently had my grandson over for the weekend, and I just noticed, he's 8 years old, he was so into animals. He would just say, well, you know that Milo's blind, your little dog, he's colorblind, and he can't say. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know that, but and he would tell me all these fantastic things about whatever animal like we were around. So I got this devotional for animal lovers, and so I'm ready. I even sent his parents, like, one of the things, I'm like, check this out. He go, oh, he loves animals. And so you can do an animal of the week, right, at your Sunday night devotions, and focus on an animal a week. We'll figure out what it sounds like. All week we'll talk about it. We'll try to get it in our conversations. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but family dinners are a place that I want you to talk and to be able to have fun. We talked about the sweet and sour thing as a family tradition. we always, just in case discussion gets, I feel like Gallagher or something, the comedian with things in my bin. Family talk cards are also on Amazon, and these are questions. Now, we have our little granddaughter, Lainey, and I wish I had a million pictures to show you on the screen because I'm just, of course, obsessed, and we get to do this all over again. But with like little Lainey, John and I are still going to have our discussion, and we're going to talk at the table, but we're also going to have a little bit of fun, like we're going to let Lainey try lemons for the first time, and let's look at her face. We ask Mom. We always ask Mom about all of these things because we honor whatever Charlotte says. But, so I just want you guys to have just a little bit of fun at your family dinners, whether it is, the tablescape or anything else. My daughters are hysterical. I'm looking at Francesca, a leader here, and my one Shannon, who was so into tablescape, later had a business of luxury picnic business of, making things pretty. And that all came from just kind of having fun at home with that kind of thing and just making it a little bit special. So that's one family tradition. Another family tradition of a picture up there is get on board with Daddy's habits, you guys. His hobbies. What does he like to do? So John is way into Calbears and angels, and I wasn't. And so as a result of that, I just thought, all right, we are going to embrace this. And from baby on, the girls jerseyed up. We had jerseys, we had streamers, we had the signs. And whether we went to the stadium or the stadium was our own family room, we would make sure when Dad's not isolated watching the game, he'll watch the game. We're all there with him having fun. And we can play games and do things right there. But what John likes to do is, did you see that hit? And we're like, oh, show us again. He'll do the replay. And we'll go, wow, that was really great. And he goes back to his thing. We go back to ours. And so you can do things as you go, right? Eli and I did this weekend when he, for the first time, watched a football game with Grandpa. And we had a pool going, the pool where you pick the numbers. And the chart, just the three of us, and I had a prize basket, and we're ready for the numbers. There was no money changing hands. There was no betting. But Eli won a root beer, $5, and a little pop-it game. He was like all in. And he and I enjoyed some games while the game was on, and we were in the same room. So hop on your husband's hobbies. John's a runner too. So whether it's a 5K or the after turkey trot here at Compass, then get the family on board. Janae, I think I met you the first time at the after turkey trot. I was pushing little Lainey. Yes. And the other creating for family traditions picture that you see is Operation Christmas Child. Serve together as a family. I mentioned missions trips, and Caitlin, I know that your family was raised on missions trips and how incredible that was serving needs. Operation Christmas Child, from when the girls were little, we packed the shoe boxes, which is just very simple. You go shopping and they pick out what to put in the shoe boxes for different children, age and stages. And it's the only gift that child will get all of Christmas. But the day after Thanksgiving, instead of Black Friday, we're focused on other kids. I've got my kids focused on Operation Christmas Child. At 13 on, we went to the warehouse in Fullerton and we packed the boxes. Last year, $42,000 in one evening to go to Zimbabwe. And it's just like, wow, we got to pray, listen to music, wear silly sweaters. And we've done that for 20 plus years, Operation Christmas Child. So it just takes one tradition that you do and you can do it again and again. Gifts or grandparents. For me, Christmas, all my nieces and nephews would make their Christmas list. And my girls never made their Christmas list. It was more about they were making a list of what they wanted to give to each other, sister gifts, and grandparents. Because grandparents, I just feel like that heritage and legacy is so important. So from little on, it was their handprint, like in ceramic. And every year they were making something for the grandparents. Those blanket kits that you tie knots on, or hooking a rug, or painting a gold angel, and may not look exactly right, but bestowing a grandparent gift. By Christmas, when the girls were in their teens, their grandparents' home was covered with Christmas items, coasters with Bible verses on them. But the grandparent gift is a big tradition with us. And now, guess who's getting grandparent gifts? Yeah. I have to tell you, it's very pleasing. Okay, sorry. Church is a tradition for us. Church, absolutely, and we made sure that the kids, anytime there was a camp, they were signed up. It was just not something that was optional, but serving together at church, like the Fall Fest coming up, working a game booth and dressing up like a family. So we want you to create your family traditions. The little angels picture is my Candace's, my youngest. That's her birth announcement. Can you guys see her outfit? Do you see that she's a little angel? Okay, so here you go. Best tip probably of the day, Build-A-Bear. Yes, dress your infants in Build-A-Bear costumes, $9.99. But that was a Christmas card for Candace, and we decided that every year we were going to have a Christmas card, whether I sent them out or not, because a book of 25 Christmas cards really showed where we were in life. This was in Big Bear. Places are a tradition for us. Going to the same places, it brings comfort to them. We did snow in the mountains, Big Bear, local, and gazed at the stars at night. So God's creation is just so beautiful to be able to have your kids enjoy. And the next slide, later, I don't even know, Melissa, there, perfect. This was also in Big Bear after the angel one several years later. And this is, we're on a hike in Big Bear, and I'm like, okay, Christmas card. Someone walks by, just a person walking by took this photo, and it's like, Tweed, get into a pyramid, boom, done. Take the picture. So we have memorable Christmas cards, and we have other ones that are just, maybe fancier, like the wedding ones. But my girls, instead of me feeling creative memories, I'm going to freak out doing that, I just gave them all a book of every year Christmas card. I just put those aside, and they each have one, and we have it on our coffee table at Christmas. So it's your turn. Let's have you guys talk about traditions that you had in your family. And I want you to share at your tables something that you can think of in your family that just makes you warm. Like I'm thinking my grandma always spelled my name out in pancakes. And even when I was 40 years old, I'm like, can you make me the S pancake, Grandma? And she's like, of course, honey. And we played beauty shop, right, with my grandma, but she let me do her hair. So even when she was in her 80s, I was brushing her hair and putting little clips in. And I'm telling you right now, Lainey and I are going to have some beauty shop time. I'm going to have some crazy hairdos. So share with your table a fun family tradition that you remember from growing up. And we're going to have a really quick, intense conversation. It's going to be 4 minutes long. So leaders, I'd just like you to popcorn around and just share an idea each to get your voice in the circle. And when you hear the music, we'll be coming back together. And if you don't have one to draw upon, like John and I didn't have a lot to draw upon, then think of one that maybe I have mentioned or that you've heard about that you'd like to start. Okay? Everyone good? You ready? 4 minutes and go. Okay, ladies, let's hear some of these great ideas that you had as you dance through your attention back up here. Thank you so much for sharing ideas and connecting. First day, I'm so proud of you guys. So thank you so much. So we're going to have some sharing. June, at your table, could you share a few ideas that came up from table number 1?
Yay!
Go table number 1.
Well, one of them was each child had a special plate. So like for birthdays or, that would actually say you were special.
Love
so
it.
The different occasions, that would come out.
Yes, special plate. Can you guys hear June okay?
Can
yes?
you hear
okay.
me?
We
Okay.
can't see her because we'd like her to stand, but we're not going to make her.
Oh, you want me to stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at June. Okay, go June.
And then another lady had, their family would make toffee, and then they'd take it to the neighbors and sing Christmas carols.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
So I'll give you my address before I leave. That would be amazing. Love toffee.
And of course, bringing out the special books for the season, and then reading with emphasis and making it fun. And
Love that.
That was another. Another was during Easter, making it a tradition to paint eggs.
Yes.
And fill them with confetti.
Confetti. Oh, that's a party right there.
I always had my kids and the neighbors and the nieces make Christmas chains, and then we decorate the tree.
paper change, you guys know, those
Yeah.
are so fun, and like all of a sudden from nothing, it becomes big.
Yeah.
Thank you, Table One. Let's give Table One a hand. Good job. And Table One, you got to cheer your own team on as well. We're going to learn that. Okay, yeah. Okay, a little late. That's okay. We'll practice. Chelsea, let's see how your table does for you, Chelsea.
Table 5.
Yes, go, Chelsea.
So yeah, there was a theme. A handful of ladies said that they have vivid memories of always getting together with their families for their birthdays, which is seems so minor and insignificant, but it stood out, the consistency of getting together to celebrate birthdays in the family in the same month or in the same time frame. So that stood out. And then a couple of gals too had like traditions on Fridays, always making pizzas and watching a movie, like Family Fun Friday night.
Yes.
And then one gal said that they do Cake Pop Fridays, where they they'll go and kind of celebrate the end of the week and just get a special treat and just kind of celebrate, enduring through another week together and, commencing the weekend.
Love that.
A lot of fun ideas. And,
Okay, you guys, let's give them a hand. Great job, Table. So really, when you think about that, it's even a once a week family fun night, right? You don't have to just make it really complicated, but the pizza, all that is so great. And as June's Table mentioned, the books, we have a Compass bookstore that has books for every single holiday. And I want you to infuse normal holidays like Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas into the whole year. So really make it those special books that you read at other times of the year as well. And when you said that, Chelsea, about the certain day or certain treat like cake pops, again, I'll give you my address, but the today is National Chocolate Milk Day. What? So I would definitely be taking my kids past 7-Eleven, jump out, get them a little something. I had, by myself, my little chocolate milk protein shake this morning. And that's just a celebration. I have to literally put my fun on, like physically put my fun on. So guess what on my body is a national day today? Guess. It's National Scarf Day. So at dinner, it would just be like, you guys, it's National Scarf Day, and I've got mine on. Can you find something in the house to go and grab and put around your neck? And we're going to have our scarf, and you can talk about what you got at dinner, and right? So it's just, you look up those national days, which is really, kind of a hoot. Thank you guys for sharing so much. And this I hesitated to show, but I was asked to show it, so I'm going to. As a tradition, we love Father's Day. We are big on Father's Day. And my husband worked so hard for the family. And every Father's Day from when Shannon was a baby, we made a Father's Day placemat. And all year we would collect things like from Kids Bible Club, the handprints, or like a little verse or things like that. I would interview the kids, like, what do you think about Daddy? We would write different poems and different things. Encouraging words are my husband's love language. And you're amazing, honey. And you're a family man and faithful and successful and witty and godly and loving. Here you go. So we would have this, and we have 25 of these, and it's so fun when boyfriends come over. We have them on the table. We hang them at Father's Day, but we would make a Father's Day breakfast, whatever it would be, and it would always be served on this placemat, and it was $3 at the time at Kinko's. I think it's gone up to $5, right? And Courtney last year, Schuster had a fellowship in the spring to make Father's Day placemats together. So just an idea for you guys. I have 6 or 7 up here that are ones that just show you different things if leaders want to grab one during discussion, and if not, no worries. So we did traditions. Everyone good on let's get a few going on, and we're going to go to the second word. The second word is play. So write down play every day. And this play every day is really about how to make work fun. Like, what is going to be your fish throwing at the Pike's Place fish market, right? What is your fish throwing? For me, bedtime was always very difficult because there were so many things I had to remember, and I didn't want my kids to go to bed stressed out. And so we had charts and things from early on. We had a check-in station, so I went a little military. Top of the stairs is check-in station, so as soon as you had your bath and your PJs and your teeth are brushed and you've gone potty and your backpack's done, your lunch is made, then you get to come and and if you're done but others aren't, what do? Team Tweed it, right? Go help someone else. Absolutely. Come back, and then we're going to do something fun. It may be, bowling with a ball and some, water bottles I have, and they each get 2 turns at that. It may be a silly book. Whatever it is, they get the reward of doing a little something fun and giggling before they go to bed, right? And then I would accelerate bedtime. It got earlier and earlier. Not like 3 p.m. No, but no, it was always after dinner. But just ways to get through your routine. We played with a sock basket. Our home is called the missing sock, and our dryer eats them. So with 6 people, I just had a basket of all individual socks. And when they wanted to play something, I'm like, "Do you want to play match the sock?" And you can go through this basket. And we had rewards for that. So make everyday work play, whether it's cooking. Like to shop at farmers markets. We would go and pick a couple of apples, and we would do an apple taste test for dessert that night. And you know how there's like Fuji, Honeycrisp, there's all those different types of apples, or picking the perfect tomato, and let's go taste what that is like, or the different color ones. But everyday grocery shopping things fun. Charlotte now has a channel for our little Lainey, which is Watch Lainey Eat. And she's on her 65th food that she's feeding her in her first year. And so we all watch her face when she's like tucking in zucchini or salmon or something like that. So again, the traditions continue, and that is always very, very fun. Other things with playing is that I have a prize box that I mentioned from the football pool thing. I always have a prize box. Dollar Store and I are very close. Dollar Tree. The other one went out of business. You know why? Dollar Tree's better. And the prize box, I would have things wrapped in tissue or sometimes not have it wrapped in tissue, but no matter what's going on, it was for the age and stage, but there would be those kind of rewards that they could get to infuse play. And games, like game schooling, is a big deal. Playing games early. I mean, Lainey and I are playing with little trucks, and I'm hiding things under bowls that like she finds, and we're playing things with tubes in the house that she watches things fall through. But other games like Elephant at early ages and stages. If any of you guys ever played Elephant, it's so fun, isn't it? So the little elephant's trunk blows up, and it blows butterflies like all over the place. You have to run and scatter them, almost like bubbles. But we have bunco nights now as a older family, but games are a huge way to interact, see how they can play with others, have communication and have fun, and train them up. So we definitely want to infuse games, Nerf wars, anything, karaoke, of course, was big in our house, as you can only imagine, and Daddy has his go-to song. I'm not going to mention what that is right now. You can have a little curiosity. And puzzles, Legos, whatever it is that you can play and have fun with, okay? So in this play with this particular picture, I just want, wherever you are that they have weird picture booths, this is skydiving, right? No, $10, Kennedy Space Center. I don't even know how they got us placed like this, but we didn't skydive at all. It was just a picture. And we have one like on a tiger that looks like we're riding a tiger. Pay the money and get the $20 picture, because it is fun for family history to just have those. And just getting a little bit, putting a little extra into things like putting on your fun will really help you as a mom. So we're going to give you another moment to talk about play. Play every day, and I want you to play with your child. I would pick up my kids from my mom, being a working mom, and I'd go in, and Grandma's on the floor playing with the kids. And I was like, I want to be on the floor playing with the kids. And so I decided, okay, 30 minutes a day, I would make sure to be on the floor because I could put my head at the pillow and not feel like a loser because I actually played with them, played with the kids. Disney had it right. He didn't want to sit on the bench and watch his kids on the rides because I want to go on Space Mountain too. I want to go on the merry-go-round, and we do. So let's go ahead and look at this. Share a way right now that you can incorporate play into everyday normal schedule. What appeals to you from the ideas we talked about or ideas that you have heard about and seen? So again, 4 minutes, quick, intentional conversation, and just take a peek up here as soon as the music begins. All right, ready, go. How many of you know the electric slide? Raise your hand. Yeah, should we like flash mob the electric slide? We're not going to. I'm not going to hurt you with that, but I do it at weddings. My daughters now ask me to start leading it. So it's like, no, yes, let's do this thing. Okay, so you guys have some ideas, and I have this little video, and it's so silly because, again, it's just something we do, Dollar Tree. My daughter Candace, she kind of messes with the boyfriends, and at this point, it was a husband. And so she got, Logan had a mustache that he grew for being a fireman in fireman school. So here's a quick little video. Let's check that out, Christopher. Okay, play it. So there he is. The whole family, Grandma gets in on the action, and ultimately, I'm in there too. So he walked in, and we all had mustaches on. And again, $1.25, way to go, great investment. So that's just a little bit of play. So we're going to have Francesca and Caitlin share. And Caitlin, why don't you hit that first? Because you guys have the biggest name tags, and I can see them. I love those. Love them. Caitlin, what did you find out about play?
Our group talked about dance parties before bedtime. I love that idea. That's so cute. Going outside, letting them like run laps and get the little wiggles out before bedtime.
Yes.
And then we also talked about shopping carts at the grocery store, like letting our kids get the little ones while we're doing our grocery shopping.
Yes.
And then another idea was karaoke with outfit changes.
Oh,
So,
yes.
spice it
Mix
up a little bit.
Spice it up. I love that. Well, we have a costume trunk, so we things over time that we've put, so you could definitely drop on the costume trunk for that karaoke costumes. Great job, you guys. Let's give them a hand for play. Fantastic. Francesca, how about your group?
Okay, I'm on. We talked about just making everyday activities into a song. Just make up words about it, whatever we're doing, singing while we do it. Jenny shared about letting her kids play with edible pudding paint when they were younger. You use
dangerous.
food coloring to dye the pudding. And then
So fun.
I shared about how I was homeschooled when I was younger, so my mom would turn our lessons into like an amusement park excursion. So if you're learning California history, you learn a lesson about California, and then you go to California Adventure.
Way to do it. Yes, Ruth. I love that. That's a great one. Let's give the table a hand. Fantastic. Yesterday, too, when you're talking about making things, a mom made Play-Doh for the bath. So to have bath time be easier, that they knew that they'd get this homemade Play-Doh, which was really soap, in the bath. So same concept, as I'm sure they would eat that in the bath, too. But such great ideas, you guys, with play. I did just want to let you know that I know personality, there's introverts and extroverts, right? And so some of you may just be like, I couldn't possibly think of anything fun. So I went on chat.gbt. Yes, I'm a grandma who can do that. And there's a handout on your table. I literally just typed in what is fun and inexpensive for young families to do. And boom, it came out with 15 things. A lot that we're talking about today. So old school works, everybody. But these are on your table, and I just wanted you to know how easy that is, because it filters through things, and it'll give you just the top 10. You could just say the top thing and then do it. It's kind of like that date experience that they had on TikTok, like making people have choices. But that is a little bit on play. We're at our final, number 3. Let's do this. Number 3 is celebrate. And we've talked a lot about celebrations. I really want you to celebrate every day. It doesn't just have to be Christmas and everything bundled into that, but celebrating the little things. And if Daddy landed a big account, if somebody, got through a test, we'd have you did it. We had a celebration box. We still have a celebration box. And again, it's got balloons. It's got those party lights in it. So if someone comes home and party lights are on, or there's like crepe paper streamers, paper with banners, and let the kids make the decor. Forget the whole, is this going to look perfect because it's so IG. Let the kids make the decorations. For the first birthday party for my, I don't know who it was, was, third or fourth, we did Winnie the Pooh, and God bless you. And the kids made all the decorations with Winnie the Pooh color sheets. There was like the Tigger bounce, a little trampoline. We had a ball pit inside. We had a Eeyore pin the tail on a donkey. But the kids took such pride, and they put on the puppet show. I never hired anybody for the birthday parties. The kids would write it and do it, whether it was Elmo or Winnie the Pooh. And so we had the little, puppet show thing. So with celebrations, get the kids in on the action. You don't have to have that perfect look for that. But the celebration box, I said balloons, confetti that she mentioned, and I also have the makings of something else in it, which is ready for my share box. Maybe it's not here. Oh, okay. Well, the other thing I have in it is, have you guys ever seen Christmas crackers, like party poppers? Have you ever seen them at Christmas? And they're on the table. So talk about tablescape. So in my box, my celebration box at home, I have party popper materials. And during COVID was so good to us. COVID was so good to us because we kept everything, and these are our toilet paper rolls, fantastic, because poppers are like $30 a piece for 8. So in these toilet paper rolls, once a week or once a month, they're on the table, and the kids would make these. And inside for dinner had their name on it, so everyone knows where to sit. I just made this morning for my little party box. So inside it, we have a couple of things. One is that, and it's for family table talk. Here's a verse, a Bible verse. Everyone gets a Bible verse, and you read them around the table. Here's ours for today, guys. I love those who love me, and those who diligently seek me will find me. Proverbs 8:17. So that's our verse for the day. I get a little candy in my little party popper. Now, most importantly, that's really fun is for $10, you get 200 of these party hats. And I just don't know what is more festive than people in party hats. You can't take yourself too seriously, right? And then I've got to think of something that's red that I like. And you think of something green. Like, we can just go wild with our party hats. But these can be in your little party popper. They get a little toy, right? Who wants Bob? Remember? Bob. Okay, flexible and adaptable. All right, we've got Bob. And then we've got a joke. So everyone reads a joke or does a tongue twister, like Betty better bit a bite of bitter better, or the skunk sat on the stump. This one's just a joke, okay? What do you call a bear that has no teeth? I heard somebody whisper it. It's Taryn! Give Karen a hand. Taryn gets another bob and a party hat, and you must wear it. Okay, good. So Taryn is all about that. So those are party poppers, but it also gets your spiritual influence in there and your joke and your fun. You look marvelous. And see, Taryn just put on her fun. All of a sudden it changed things when you're in the party hats. So in celebration, not just for 4th of July, for birthday parties, we all dressed up. If it was Pooh Bear, we're all different character. Lainey's about to have a Laney Land party, and we're all different Disney characters. Karate party, we all put our gis and found belts to put on. Again, we were doing the matching Christmas PJs, and I travel with banners. That was in New Orleans. Had it in my suitcase. Everyone had to get in their PJs, and we ran down to the lobby. So you just want to have fun celebrating spontaneously and just putting that fun on. At June's table, they mentioned special plates. And so I'm sure you all can see this is Disneyland, and there's the train track going around. So at 3 years old, Shannon Tweed made special plate, and every daughter made their own special plate at Color Me Mine instead of buying the ones that they have. But in addition, they got to use it to encourage other people that did something great that day. So when they set the table, they could put their special plate on that person's thing, and then they would acknowledge them and learn how to encourage others. So that's a little celebration with the special plate, little twist on the special plate, which is kind of fun. So basically, you guys, in celebrating, let me see if I had anything else here, because I could be with you all day. Parades with musical instruments. We have a drawer of musical instruments. We put on parades when Charlotte drops off the baby and she comes home. We've got our maracas and our little things going on. doing our parades, and you can celebrate anything that way. And again, your national days are also celebrations. So there's so many different ideas. The main thing to take away are these 3 points that we've talked about, just in reviewing them one last time, and it is our second to the last slide that we're going to see, but it is that we just want you to be able to create traditions together and narrow the gap between playing and working, and having work be fun, throwing those fish around. And we'll get stinky fish sometimes, so we just have to deal with it, right? And be a team. And we celebrate the little things and just fill our lives with sweet surprises. So those are your 3 things. And our last bit is just that parenting can be serious, and it is serious, but it can be seriously fun. And it just so much better. We get a choice to choose our attitude every day. We can make others' day. We can just make sure that that we can infuse our home with amazing times and memories. You get them for 900 weeks each, guys. From 0 to 18 years old, that's 900 weeks. And really, up until 10, their values kind of click in. So let's use the best of our time. I hope to see you at Women's Bible Study Tuesday nights. I lead a group Tuesday nights for beginning Christians on Tuesday nights. Christmas coffee, how many of you have been to that? It's going to be this year. So I would love to see you there. And mainly, I'd love to run into you at Sunday service, just circling back and letting you know how it changed our marriage, how it changed our family, how it changed our life, just learning God's commandments and his laws, and having my husband and I get stronger together to be able to be the foundation for our family and for ultimate fun. So I'm leading you with your third question, and you'll enter into your discussion groups. And this is, share a special way that you celebrate or celebrations that you remember in the past. So again, thank you so much. Welcome to Navigating Motherhood. Don't miss a week. You're going to be so blessed, and congratulations on your decision. Bye.